Welcome to the House of Vizsla, where we talk anything and everything Star Wars. And yes, I probably have to do a ton of editing for that intro clip. How are you doing?
What do you mean?
Because your mic is picking up my voice. Yay.
That is right. I forgot to mute myself.
How are you doing today?
Well, I could be doing better. Coming down with some sort of sickness.
Yeah. You doing better?
Yeah, definitely better than yesterday.
That's an improvement. So.
Yeah.
So I just did some checking. We are recording the 49th episode of House of Vizsla. That is a lot. So we're almost at 50 episodes. So that's just a lot in one plus year of us doing this. So yeah, how have you been enjoying it?
Been enjoying it pretty well. Just getting to talk about Star Wars with some friends.
And that's what it is. And we'll do more of what stuff's been in our 50th episode, and maybe we do a special for that. I don't know. On top of our Mandalorian This Is the Way coverage. Today we've started season 3. So
well, hold on. You asked me questions, but you never answered them yourself.
Yes. I have.
So how's your week been?
My week has been a lot. Listen to a ton of podcasts. Sitdominion podcast. Check out them, link in the description, like normal. As well as the Resistance broadcast. Just some 2 good shows this week. Was able to catch both of them live as they were being live streamed. So, yeah. And podcasting has been fun. Just chatting with friends, other people that we just met a couple months ago, and just being a part of a community of just Star Wars. It's fun. And just slowly improving on just the operations of recording a podcast the way we do it. So we do it differently than most. So
You don't say.
yeah, a lot more technical difficulties. So
I guess most podcasts, you're not sitting literally just 2 monitors away from the other person recording.
Yeah.
On a separate camera stream.
Yeah. There's so many other platforms that we could do to record this podcast, but we don't do it. That way, I want control of everything. So, using OBS, and Video Ninja, Electron Capture, different audio cables. It's a lot, but it's fun and nice to have.
It's a lot, but it's worth it.
Yeah. And it's free. Besides some of the audio cables. But yeah, as I was saying, we have started season 3 of The Mandalorian. So we are almost done. Just for time and Maul Shadowlord, we will be doing 2 episodes at a time, so we can get through the season in enough time to give Maul Shadowlord its focus, as well as just seeing what's out there and potentially doing an episode dedicated to thoughts before watching Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yeah, funny story. We originally started to record a little bit ago, but I'd forgotten to watch the second episode.
Yeah.
So I just quickly watched that just before we started recording this time.
Yeah, it's been a struggle making sure we watch the episodes, and 2 at a time is a ton of time. So, but before we start talking about Mando, um, if you're new to House of Vizsla or you've been listening for a while, thank you. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't here on YouTube. If you're listening on an audio feed, rate us however it does, and make sure to follow us there. We also have a great Discord. Plus, it's free. No need to pay a membership to get access to it. But if you want to support us, best place to support us is houseofvizsla.com. Their own website. It has links to all our things, audio feeds, socials, as well as merch, and we may have some new merch coming soon. I think it's time for the main discussion. You think so too?
Obi-Wan once thought as you do.
Some good James Earl Jones. All right. We are covering Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 1 and 2, which is Chapter 17, The Apostate, and Chapter 18, The Mines of Mandalore. They both came out in March. One's the Episode 1, March 1st, 2023, and Episode 2 is March 8th, 2023. The first one with a runtime of 35 minutes, and the second one with a runtime of 42 minutes. Directors? You have to pull it up?
No, I do not. Let me pull it up real quick.
But you had everything pulled up. Olio.
I thought you were the one that does directors and stuff.
Want to pull you in more. I do recap all the episodes, mainly.
Fair enough. So, first episode, written by Jon Favreau. Surprising, I know. Directed by someone by the name of Rick.
Yes. He's also the voice of IG 11. No, that's Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that...
Yes, Rick has been part of Mando for a while, so.
Then episode 2 is written again by Jon Favreau. I mispronounced his first name both times. Awesome. Directed by Rachel Morrison.
And that's checking out her IDB page, and sometimes the pain trying to find certain things. Oh, only one episode of The Mandalorian, and that small portfolio of directing, but also was a cinematographer for a while, and also was the director of photography for Black Panther. All right. Time for the recap. So we're gonna start with episode 1, and then we're gonna go into episode 2. I may take a break in between each episodes, and we can talk about just shots, moments in each episode, respectively, or just all the way through it. Depends on how I feel in the moment.
And before you start with the recap, they changed the intro for the helmets. For Season 3, at least Episode 1, aside from Darth Vader, it's all characters that we've seen before in The Mandalorian. So it's Darth Vader, yep, the character I just said, R2-D2, Fennec Shand, an Imperial TIE Fighter pilot, Bo-Katan, IG-11, Scout Trooper, and Armor, and then, of course, the Mandalorian himself.
Ooh. Why not put other helmets in it? I don't know. It is Star Wars. They like changing it. So, episode 1, your mic's still on. Episode 1, the Apostate. We begin with Din Djarin continuing his quest to redeem himself after removing his helmet in Season 2, Episode 8. According to his Mandalorian cult, the Children of the Watch, you have to bathe in the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore to restore your honor and enter back into the Children of the Watch. So in the beginning, we see the Omoro make a helmet, and this is for House of Vizsla's child. I feel like I forget his name. So he gets his helmet, he gets the ritual, but then a giant like crocodile alligator monster jumps out of the water at this planet. And who ends up saving the day? Din, from them, and he goes and explains to the Omoro his plans to redeem himself in Mandalore. She basically says it was devastated during the Great Forge of Mandalore, and it's cursed and poisoned. So Din still gonna try. He's not a Mandalorian anymore, according to his views of being a Mandalorian. So Din travels with Grogu.
Oh, hold on. I specifically told you before we recorded that I had something here. So in the fragment that he hands her, there's a bunch of Mandoa text, which you can probably see in the image I just sent you.
Alright, let me get that pulled up if I... Alright, let's get that pulled up. Give me a moment. There it is.
And so someone went through and translated the text into English. And it just so happens to be excerpts from Exodus 10, talking about the story of, well, in this specific case, the plague of locust, I believe, when Pharaoh enslaved the Israelite people, and God sent 10 plagues to free them.
Ah, yes. You get the reference for that?
Yes. That is Exodus 10, 5 through 6. Specifically the King James Version.
King James, yes. So
does this mean that Christianity is canon to Star Wars?
it has
Or at least if not Christianity, then Judaism.
Yeah, but the story is the story of good versus evil, and it's prominent in the Bible. So,
Anyways, continue.
oh, I'm pulling up the vol. You said chapter 10.
Yeah, I have it pulled up here.
All right, want to share the screen? And
I'm afraid I don't know how.
okay, in the control in your view, down at the bottom, there's the monitor button next to disable camera. Click that. And give me a moment. There, and I'll get that pulled up. There it is. So, and they should cover the face of the earth that one cannot able to see. They shall eat the residue of that which is escaped. I'm not a fan of reading King James, so.
I can do it.
Alright.
So we start with, and they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot be able to see the earth. And they shall eat the residue of that which is escaped, which remaineth unto you from the hail, and shall eat every tree from which groweth for you out of the field. And they shall fill thy houses, and the houses of all thy servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither thy fathers nor thy fathers' fathers have seen, since the day that they were upon the earth unto this day. And he turned himself and went out from Pharaoh.
Yeah, it's.
So from the fragment, we can see B, eat the residue, which remaineth unto, shall eat every, you out of the field, shall fill thy houses, servants in the houses, neither thy fathers, since the day. That's going by complete words.
Oh, yeah. What's your thoughts of it being added to it?
I think it kind of interesting.
Yeah.
It is kind of the same idea of just complete destruction.
Yeah. So, let's continue with the recap. So, Din decides to travel with Grogu back to Nevarro. Nevarro is the main planet in season 1. Kind of the home
As they
base.
travel though, Grogu, well, Mando's asleep. Grogu looks out of the window and sees a bunch of Purrgil. Flying's not the right word, but flying past, which is kind of a little nod forward to Ahsoka, which was set to release. I don't think not far after that episode.
Yeah, Ahsoka was released in fall 2023. So yeah, it was a good. Hey, we've seen this before. We've seen it in Rebels a lot. So, well, back on Nevarro, Grief Karga, played by the is now the High Magistrate.
Carl Weathers.
Yes, the late Carl Weathers. So, but Nevarro's thriving, but it always is being harassed by pirates, led by Gorian Shard. And when it came out, we thought, pirates, we know pirates are gonna probably be part of Skeleton Crew, which came out later after this. So maybe there's a connection between this group of pirates and the pirates we saw in the main series.
If not them, maybe Hondo.
Yes. Good old Hondo Naka. Brief owner of the Millennium Falcon. According to Galaxy's Edge, it's lore that is being rewritten. But Din refuses Grief Karga's offer to become the Marshal, since Cara Dune basically got written off from the Mandalorian, and that,
Well, not necessarily written off, more like she was fired after season 2.
Was saying some comments online and lawsuit. It was a whole mess. She did win money for it, but it's sad that it happened. So
Yeah, my question is how they're going to, in the Mandalorian movie, kind of play off Carl Weathers, because, like you mentioned, he's now the late Carl Weathers.
yeah, so we can let's jump back to that later at the end. Let me get a notepad set up. So he refuses to Mando refuses and instead continues on to mission. But meanwhile, at Nevarro, he tries to retrieve IG-11, who is a statue from the finale of season 1, for saving the day against
He was blown up by a thermal detonator inside his chest.
in lava.
How is his chest in one piece, let alone his head?
I don't know. Disney plot magic. So they try to briefly get the droid reactivated, but it revolts back to its original programming. So Quell reprogrammed him during season 1 to become basically a babysitter droid, and now isn't, and is an assassin, and
He defaulted back to his old programming.
and attacks Grogu. So they Grief Karga's like, we got the best mechanics. They can work on it, find some stuff. So they go to the Enzelans. So if you don't know, the first time we see the Enzelans was in Rise of Skywalker. Even though we don't talk about this, they worked on C-3PO and made him go against Anakin's programming. So, but they basically said IG-11 needs a new memory circuit, which is old. It's hard to find because they don't make IG-11s anymore. They don't have the hardware on the market. So Din leaves Nevarro sad and decides to travel to Calvala, meet with Bo-Katan, which is a moon of Mandalore, same as Concordan, which is where Din is from. She basically has lost her followers, fallen to reclaim Mandalore because she's not the current ruler. Din is the ruler. He has the Darksaber. So, and she tells the location of the mines and that they've been destroyed, and then basically saying his mission's pointless, but Din decides to investigate the planet anyways. So we are done with episode 1. Then we'll go into episode 2. So. Favorite moment or shot in the episode?
I just liked all the episode basically. One thing I did like was like the way the Mandalorians all tried to fight the one monster at the beginning, even though nothing they did could get through its hide.
Yeah.
Up until Mando and Starship appeared.
Yeah. I enjoyed the favorite moment was those droids just holding Grief Karga's cape, and then later on we just see Grief Karga underneath this cape. He still has a blaster and he's still ready to use it. So he's both this governor, political, high power person, but still in his roots, he's a gunslinger, bounty hunter, villain-esque character. And let's continue the rest of our thoughts on the episode afterwards, and let's go to episode 2. So this is episode's basically Din traveling the ruined planet of Mandalore to find the living waters. But first, he needs a droid. So who's the best person to get a droid? None other than our favorite Tatooine mechanic, Pelimoto, right?
Pelimoto?
Yeah. And also Grogu babysitter. So and yeah, so we actually see the Bunta Eve Bunta Eve in on Tatooine. They are celebrating it, and Pelimoto is kind of
Scamming people.
Yeah, scamming people for money. Hey, finding speedos, having Jawas take apart it, and saying, "Yeah, I'll fix it. Double the rate because it's this night, and I just want to go." And then call the Jawas back and, "Hey, add it up, change the paint color." So
I don't know. I feel like someone pulled that in the real world.
Yeah.
And would have gotten sued out of their mind for it.
Yeah, but this is Tatooine. That just had an attack.
No better hive. No better wretched hive of scum and villainy. Something like that.
So Din gets a new droid, and this droid is an old droid. We've seen him before.
R5-D4.
Yeah, not the best droid. Yeah, he would have been Luke's droid.
Except he went and busted its motivator.
Yeah, I feel like it was both of them like talked about it because I felt like we know all five was part of the rebellion and Alter's part of the rebellion. So I think they were just talking back and forth and was like, yeah, I'm on a mission. I have to go find this person. Secret plans, secret plans. So when C3PO got bought, I think he was like, yeah, I think it's
Where's R5D4 mentioned to be working for the rebels?
in this episode.
I feel like Pelimoto might have also been trying to oversell him.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's just a popular consensus that he purposefully blew his motivator.
Yeah.
From a conversation with R2. I have a feeling that might be the only service to the rebellion that he actually did.
Yeah.
Considering how scared he acts in later episodes, or not episodes, later this episode.
Yeah.
Plus also the fact that he's still on Tatooine.
Yeah, he had to live with the Jawas for a bit. You know what Jawas do to mechanical devices? I just want to see all five meet Chopper. You know Chopper's a villainous droid, so. But so Mando flies to Mandalore, and there's a cloud layer which blocks communications outwards. So you're kind of stuck once you're inside of atmosphere. So he sends out R5, and R5's basically does some analysis, but gets knocked over by some creatures. And Din has to go rescue and fight off four of them. I don't know what those creatures are.
I can find him real quick.
So then all five does his measurements on air analysis, and we find that it's not poison. The air is breathable. And it's just all a lie, basically, that it's poisoned. So
They are called Alamites. And they were there. They're actually the native species to Mandalore.
just like the Tuscans.
Yeah. And it was humans who settled on the planet eventually.
Yeah. Just like everywhere else. The Spain, Britain, and other places find in real life and take over. But
though to be fair, the humans in Star Wars have taken over more than a quarter of the galaxy.
Yeah.
Which is more than can be said for the largest empire in Earth history, who only took over like somewhere between 24 and 26, I believe, %.
Yeah, but when you have space travel versus wooden sailboats.
Fair enough. But also, have you seen how huge some of those boats were?
Yeah, but how slow?
Well, you mean there's a difference between taking seconds to cross planets compared to years to cross the Atlantic Ocean?
Yeah. So, on his way, we see the ruins, the Mandalore for the first time in live action, just in pieces. And we've seen Mandalore in its glory days in Clone Wars, in Rebels, stuff. We've seen it in the animation form. This is the first time we see it in live action, and it's sad, all the ruin that happened because of And on the way down, trying to find the mines, Din.
Also, I'm sure someone somewhere went and found like close to the exact same camera angles between Clone Wars and this.
Yeah, I feel like Dave Filoni definitely had some hands in that.
Yeah, I don't know if those actually do exist or not, but if they did, someone somewhere has definitely found them by now.
Yeah. So exploring the caverns and just ruins, Din is captured by this strange cyborg creature who traps him in a metal cage and basically throws out all his weapons. Kind of reminds me of like a General um, Grievous mixed with like Gollum.
But instead of searching for the one ring, he's searching for the one helmet or something.
Yeah. So, but Grogu tries to help him, but Din was like, go to Bo-Katan. And Grogu escapes to the N1 and point on the star map this planet right here. And all five drove off. And basically, um, Bo-Katan was like, he's coming again. Gonna destroy him once and for all type of thing. And gets there. And
she starts to chew him out until the hatch opens and Grogu peeks up without Mando.
And basically tells Holdroid, hey, find the log. And basically takes Grogu in ship to go save Din. And
best part about that is the way the camera stays on the droid. When she gives it the order, the droid literally just stands there for the entire time that the camera remains.
yeah, I don't think that droid listens that well. Like most droids.
I was going to say, do any droids listen well? R2, stay with the ship. R2 proceeds to not stay with the ship at all.
But that's because he has PTSD of staying at the ship because of Anakin Skywalker.
Chopper, do anything.
Yeah, but Chopper also...
Chopper's the special case, I get that.
He also has PTSD from crashing on Lothal during the Clone Wars. So, AP5?
Who?
The protocol inventory droid in Rebels, who is basically Chopper's C-3PO.
Who'd you say it was?
Chopper's C-3PO.
No, like what's his name?
I think AP5. Oh, it's AP11. Yes, AP5. Send you it. This.
Oh, I have the page pulled up.
Yeah, that's AP5. He's a pretty cool droid if you haven't seen Rebels.
Does that tell you how long it's been since I watched through Rebels?
I'm currently rewatching Rebels because of our episode talking about Rebels versus Clone Wars and the rewatch which one's battle. And the main point was rewatchability. Yes, Rebels basically won. But as Bo-Katan and Grogu and all five head back to Mandalore, they arrive and basically uh Bo-Katan's like, you gotta be brave, Grogu. You know where Din is. You gotta help me get to him. And they make it, and she
Well, as they're going, they pass through the sewers, which you may recognize from season 7 of Clone Wars. And she mentions that she once fought alongside the Jedi. Again, season 7 of the Clone Wars, she fought alongside Ahsoka.
but also fought against Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and Anakin slightly, because she was Death Watch at one point in earlier seasons.
Yeah, plus, I feel like there's another spot in Clone Wars where, like earlier, where Anakin and Obi-Wan went to Mandalore.
Yeah, Obi-Wan was always at Mandalore. Does like Mandalorians. Not just because jetpacks. But
If you know, you know.
yeah, we'll talk about that later in a different episode. So where Bo-Katan's fighting this creature, disables the creature, but the head survives. Head gets into the Spider Mac attacks, and Bo-Katan picks up the Darksaber and defeats the creature with it, which technically belongs to Din.
See, the creature won it from Din, and then she won it from the creature.
Well, it's still Din's. For a bit. That's a later.
Well, are we going by normal stuff, or are we going by Harry Potter the Elder Wand style?
Yeah. It has a weird... Darksaber has the weird lore to it. So technically it's Bo-Katan's right now, but she doesn't say anything. But then they arrive back, and Din wants to go to the living waters beneath the mines, because he believes he can recite the creed and redeem himself. Bo-Katan's like, I'll show it. I've done this. I was a child because of political format stuff, and then takes off everything that besides his armor, takes off his weapons, some of his weapons, and he goes in reciting the thing and just drops out of frame into the water, and Bo-Katan has to dive in and rescue him again.
Also known as my skills going down a staircase.
And we see a creature down at the bottom. The legendary, believed to be extinct, Mythosaur.
So the Mythosaur isn't really a myth. Osaur.
More of a dinosaur. So, yes. Both are technically redeemed, sort of. Both were in the waters. And yeah. Favorite moment shot of this episode?
I just like the whole once they're down actually in the mines sequence. Because, like, what's her name? Bo-Katan, when she reads off the plaque, she mentions how her father was proud of her because she didn't embarrass him.
Yeah.
So does that mean that she embarrassed him at a different time? Or does that mean that it was someone else who embarrassed him? because we know she had a sister,
Yes.
and we know that sister eventually took the throne.
But didn't have the Darksaber.
Do we even know where the Darksaber was during that time?
Yes. Because Obi-Wan had to fight him. Death Watch. Which was technically like the governor of Mandalore at the time. So it somehow ended up in Maul's hands. Somehow.
Probably through an unfortunate end to the previous wielder.
Potential. Yeah. But then someone else got stabbed with said lightsabers in front of some Jedi. So, but yeah, my favorite moment was the N1 fighter flying into to Bo-Katan and Bo-Katan getting all angry, but then seeing only Grogu switches her demeanor. So.
It's like you can tell exactly when she realized something was wrong and switched into, oh shoot, let me help mode.
Yeah. So.
Also, one thing that I only noticed this time rewatching is that you actually see the Mythosaur's tusks and whatnot. On previous watch-throughs, I thought it was only the Mythosaur's eye that we saw.
Yeah. I remember seeing the tusk.
It helps that I turned my screen brightness up to full this time.
Instead of watching it at what brightness before?
Minimum. But yeah, I thought it was much larger on my first few watch-throughs.
You know Star Wars has a lot of dark environments. You can't watch stuff without like vivid brightness.
To be fair, the first time I saw it was on my family's TV.
Yes, TVs
in our living room.
Never calibrated right. You either have it calibrated for sports or you have it calibrated for dark movie / video games. So.
Or you just don't have it calibrated at all.
Definitely something to get calibrated. I was watching Tales of the Underworld, and the first few episodes I have to go rewatch because I don't remember seeing anything from it. Because it was just so dark, so I had to change the TV settings, and I'm like, oh, now I can see it.
I feel like I've watched Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire, but not Tales of the Underworld yet.
Is
it like relatively recent or anything?
Sort of, yes. Cad Bane and Ventress were the people in it. I'm looking forward to doing like Tales of a Droid or like Tales of the Clones or something. Some other tales. Or maybe Tales of the Sith.
Yeah, I just looked it up. I definitely haven't seen it yet for some reason.
So we're done recapping. Let's I think it's time to rate the 2 episodes together. Because they kind of flow together. They don't need to be separate episodes. They're both continuations, and both directors did a good job working based off of each other's work. So
yes. See, I kind of hope this is something like what the movie is, because I feel like these 2 episodes could have been their own movie.
Yeah.
Just because of how well they flow together.
So, what would you rate this episode?
I would give this one a 9.
Nice.
Well, this pair a 9.
Yeah. This segment. Yeah. So Yes, it was very. I liked it. It worked well together. We saw different places. We see some different bits of action. It was kind of back to Mando a bit. Yes, we see other Mandalorians and other characters, other places, and not just like gunslinging, but it was different. It had a different feel, in my opinion, to some of season 2, and definitely the one episode that was Mando focused in Book of Boba Fett. So I will give this a 8.5. So, and that is giving us 8.75. So there we have it. 8.75 Mando heads on the count. So, any other thoughts for these episodes? Things that stood out to you? Also, if you've watched these episodes recently and you're watching this, comment down below what you found. Because we all see stuff differently. So one person may notice something.
And it's not just from our screen brightnesses.
Yes. So another shot that I enjoyed was Polymato basically telling the Jawas and the pit droids, "Hey, move this along, move it away, quickly." Kind of like hiding the shady stuff that she's doing in front of Mando. So, hey, we know the Jawas are shady creatures. They stole something from a Pike Speedle. And that's risky. But why would you do it as a mechanic?
Make some easy credits.
Yeah.
Tick off law enforcement.
Technically, there's no law enforcement on Tatooine.
Which is exactly why she does it.
Yeah, but Boba Fett is immune.
Well, that's in.
I think it's the same area, essentially.
Is. I mean, I guess Greedo and then that one guy were both employed by Jabba, and Jabba did show up to the bay where the Falcon was docked.
Yeah. As well as we see in Book of Boba Fett, Palamod joins in on the fight. Either she traveled some distance to find Mando, or she was in the same city.
Well, no, we know that that's a different city, don't we? Yeah, so Pelias in Mos Eisley.
Yeah, found from Generation Films explains, has a map of it. I wish it was like a Google map for Star Wars.
My good sir, do you not have a map of Tatooine sitting above your bed?
Yeah, but it's not like a Google map version. You agree a Google map version would be cool. Or Google Earth, where you can check out different Star Wars planets. Lucasfilm, that's a cool idea.
about the one I just mentioned. The book this is from specifically states that the maps are not accurate. This is just an artistic representation. So never mind what I just said. Gotta love trying to record in the dorm room. You know, a Minecraft map isn't going to help either. Unlike what Google's trying to tell me.
Got a top graphical map. I want to see. Yes. Awesome. No. I think it's time to revisit the how they're gonna do Grief Karga as co-weather Grief Karga for the movie. Because we know didn't spoil a lot to final episode, but we know Din returns back to Nevarro and settles down there and doing some jobs for the New Republic. So I've heard two options. Either Din gets a new Razor Crest from the New Republic, basically from Zeb and Teva and the people of the Delphi base, or it was from Grief Karga, who found a replacement one and got it as a gift to him.
Gotta love getting flashbanged opening a new Google tab.
That's why dark mode exists.
Yeah, I have it on dark mode. My computer is struggling so much now that it flashes white and then goes to dark mode.
So, what do you think? How they're gonna do Grief Karga?
See, I think they have. Well, there are two options. They can, or rather three. There's like entirely off screen, where it's like someone just casually drops, oh yeah, he died to blah 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 blah. There's on screen with like whatever crap they pulled with Leia in the sequels. Because she can survive in space, yes.
Oh,
And then there's the third option is kind of like a mix of the two with spoiler for Black Panther, I forget what number, but what they did with T'Challa when his actor passed away as well.
Yeah, I feel like yes, they might have old footage that they can definitely try to use and do some CGI things. Just maybe one last conversation between them. Or we don't have this one last conversation. We just start the film off with a funeral type thing. Because yes, he was a prominent figure in cleaning up Nevarro, making it a safer place from a dungeon of scum and villainy to this place that actually might have a chance of surviving. And why not do some public funeral? Maybe this is where Carson Tava might show up to this, being at the end of it, hey, we got a mission for you. And with Mando at the end of this funeral, and this might be where, and then later we meet Gurney Weevils character next. So there's definitely, we're going to be potentially seeing Nevarro for a bit, and there has to be something. You have to do something right with it. An off-screen thing of it is not the best thing to do with someone who also directed an episode and is just,
Was basically one of your three main characters
yeah,
throughout some of the other episodes.
as well as just being this prominent person in just the film industry and Happy Gilmore and some of the other yet what other movies he's in at on the top of my head, but a way of just in film showing it. I don't think recasting is the best idea for him, and end his story off nicely and go
Yes.
into there's a new magistrate who took over maybe the second in command or something. There's someone, maybe it's the one guy who then took a bounty on, who switched his life around. I don't know. They've got something and they have a plan. I don't think recasting like they for Ray Stevenson for Ahsoka 2, they recasted the actor for Balin's Skull. But they have to do that one right.
Yeah.
Balin's Skull was just such an impressive and amazing character, and it's sad that we don't have late Ray Stevenson to finish on this journey. But they picked someone out who was like, yeah, it was hard playing this role because I've got immense pressure on making not just helping my legacy, the legacy of this character, also the legacy of Ray Stevenson on top of it.
Yeah.
Which it is sad when we lose a actor who portrays a character in these stories. It's sad because we can't ever see them again and see what they'll do. If, let's say, another story happens and we can't expand upon race, Grief Karga or Balin Skull or whoever, Tolkien in live action.
Yeah, like I was going to mention too, like even characters whose story we thought had ended.
Or even Princess Leia. Her story is bigger than we think, and there's so much. And if in Ahsoka or even in Mando, we happen to get her in it, you have to do it right, and it's not just a thing of just recasting, but recasting with a purpose, because especially these legacy characters, it's hard to recast.
Yeah.
Just
Plus, if you put her in a larger role of anything, it'll be a lot harder to recast her than just get someone, have them say one line, and put a bunch of makeup on them.
I know they did for Ahsoka season 1, they had C-3PO deliver a message from Ahsoka, basically like, yeah, why won't I forwarded to this thing, to this meeting, and basically was like, shut it down type deal. But I think, yeah, we need something. Definitely Ahsoka season 2 makes sense to potentially have Princess Leia in it. Maybe we see a glimpse in the movie of her, and even if it's just a small thing or a message to the base, maybe from Hera and Leia or something. Well, yes, you do a mix of some CGI recreation. Also, in my opinion, the best way to do it is get Billy Loud, the daughter of Carrie Fisher, to be there. You don't have anyone else who is that close, but also knows how important the character of Princess Leia is and the immense part of Carrie Fisher behind Princess Leia.
Yeah.
But if it's an animation, you can always get a different voice actor. They did it with Anakin, Obi-Wan,
Yeah, they did it with just about everyone in Clone Wars.
instead of
And-
Bo-Katan.
Sorry, what?
Bo-Katan plays herself in both live action and animation.
Well, then again, she was introduced in the animation before the live action.
Yes.
All the other characters, well, at least most of the other characters that were in live action before animation were switched.
But that's
And it's the same thing with Rebels and the other animations they've done.
but it's what you can do. Yes, Zeb's gonna have the same person because he's a fully CGI character, and Stephen Blum, who voices Zeb, is basically works for ILM and Skywalker Sound. So it's like, easy, you can get him in. It's the same thing with like Sam Witwer's Maul in Solo. It was a combination performance. So
Yeah, plus, it's rather easy to line someone up when all they have to go off of is like 2 lines out of the entire movie.
I was listening to another podcast, and they were just going over different characters who could potentially appear, Wedge Antilles in Ahsoka season 2, just to help show some stuff. And I feel like, yeah, you can definitely recast someone to play Wedge, because he is this leader and this person. You don't need the same person. He's not like a big enough character. Plus, you can continue his story, on it, and you just pick someone who's gonna do a good job.
Yeah, plus, I believe he appeared in Rebels as well.
Yeah, he appeared in Rebels,
And that was like a younger him, wasn't it?
yeah. Well, we met him in A New Hope, as well as he's in in Rise of Skywalker with Lando in the Falcon. So we need something showing that, explaining this. And yes, we can get a new new actor to do it. They did it in Andor for Senator Bail Organa with Jimmy Smith to the other guy. Get his name. Benjamin Bratt. And yeah, you can definitely change people if you can. And you do it right, and you explain it right. So I feel like this is a good place to end the show.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts from you, Echo?
I feel like I had one a while earlier in the episode, but I forget it now, so no.
All right. With that said, if you've made it this far, just comment. This is a way in on YouTube or the audio platform, if there's a way to comment, just to let us know you made it to the end. If there's a rating system, rate us, but also join our Discord page. This is where you can get to talk to us, and then as we slowly ramp into potential in doing live shows, you can join us for the House of Vizsla after show, where we'll just talk about random stuff. It may or may not be Star Wars related. We may or may not be there long, but it's a way to be part of the community. But also check out our website. Look at our mulch options because it's pretty cool and they're cool designs. So, with that said,
oh, but also, like someone mentioned, we do the plugs for our Discord saying you could appear on the shows. Well, no one has because no one's sent in any opinions or anything yet.
Yeah.
So you could be the first one to send your opinions in.
And yeah, we've got multiple places for that on our Discord. It's very easy. We make announcements about it. So if you're on the Discord right now, be part of the show. Let us know. And hey, you could help the clan score go up from a good old 0 on this episode to something not a 0. With that said, gotta get the correct screen up. With that said,
Usually helps.
may the Force be with you.